So much has happened this week, I don't even know where to start. I found out his name, his real one. I discovered more messages on WhatsApp where his actual phone number and name were visible. Turns out, he's a former colleague of mine whom I haven't seen or heard from in at least 5 years. We barely interacted when we worked at the same company. He lives nearby. I have no idea how she even knows him. Maybe they briefly met at a company Christmas party, but my wife attended very few of those. I went through the messages more thoroughly, trying to find out as much as I could. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to read. It's like she's a completely different person with him. With me, she expects romance, no crude language, intimacy as an expression of emotional connection. But with him, it's different. He just bluntly tells her what he's going to do to her in explicit, vulgar terms, and she responds positively. They both use language in their conversations that she would have been upset with me for using. I don't see much emotional attachment between them, but he definitely turns her on, and it makes me sick. Yesterday, during work hours, I saw them messaging live on WhatsApp. He even tried to video call her, but I managed to decline the call each time. The oldest messages are 3 years old, but they don't start with introductions, which means their relationship began even earlier. I met with a solicitor. He has started the paperwork for a separation agreement. He advised me not to move any money and to stay in the house for now. As for hidden recording devices, there are major legal gray areas. For me, that only changes my plan in terms of revealing evidence to her. But the overall approach of confronting her with facts still stands. I'll just show up with a journal listing everything I know. Still waiting for that VAR to arrive. I also ordered a camera disguised as a Bluetooth speaker. P.S. Almost forgot. When I knew the AP, he was married. I have no idea if he still is. I'm leaning towards hiring a private investigator to obtain legally admissible evidence I can share with his wife. I spoke with one earlier this week. It's not outrageously expensive. Might be well worth it before my next trip, which is in less than 2 weeks. Here's an update on my progress since the last time. I've hired a private investigator, and they've already confirmed that the AP is still married to the same woman. They also have his address. I always knew he lived nearby, but I never knew exactly where. I haven't asked them to give me that information. I'd rather not know. That's just inviting trouble if I ever have a moment of weakness. The PI will handle everything and deliver the evidence to the AP's wife directly, so I don't have to be involved. I'm flying out Monday morning and coming back Wednesday. While I'm away, the AP plans to visit my cheating wife at my house in short bursts that won't raise his wife's suspicion. For example, he'll go out for a run, so he can be away for an hour or more while actually spending time with my wife. Other small excuses like that. But on Tuesday night, he's planning to stay over. I have no idea what lie he's told his wife for that one. Maybe a fake business trip. Maybe a friend is covering for him. Doesn't matter. The key point is that the PI should be able to gather solid proof of him sneaking in and out when he's supposed to be somewhere else. I've set up my voice-activated recorder in the fireplace. We don't use it, and she'll never check there. At first, I considered hiding it in the car, but from the fireplace, it picks up everything in the living room crystal clear, including any conversations I have with her. I also have a hidden camera disguised as a Bluetooth speaker. That will be placed in the bedroom. Not everything has gone according to plan since my last update. I've been keeping my distance by working nonstop, but that excuse only lasts so long. Normally, we have an active sex life, at least 3 times a week. I can only use stress and exhaustion as excuses for so long before she gets suspicious. A few nights ago, she crawled into bed with me while I was sleeping in the spare room and initiated. I had to go along with it, or she would have known something was off. I felt awful about it, like I was sending mixed signals, but then I reminded myself of what she's doing. It'll probably happen again before my trip next week. I've also decided I'm not moving out. I have no family in Ireland, and there's no one I could stay with. She's the one who's going to have to leave. One last thing, over the weekend, I intercepted an incoming WhatsApp video call from the AP using her old phone. So now I've seen his dick. Not impressed.